now I will go to Mr. Sinha, who is the paper maker amongst us. And Mr. Sinha, I don't know if you were here earlier, but what we were discussing earlier, were you here? What we were discussing is that with the global disruption of supply chains, with the increase in the cost of raw materials, this has resulted in a huge crisis in many parts of the world in the supply of paper to printers. As Sudeep Bhattacharya pointed out, that in Sri Lanka, newspapers have had to close down because of lack of paper. Also lack of money. The economy has collapsed. Okay, their prime minister or president seems to have run away with the cash or whatever, and they could not. Newspapers had to stop. Similarly, in Europe, there have been crises. Plus, there has been the UPM paper mill strike, which started on January 1st and ended only in May. So there has been disruption. At the same time, our country has been quite resilient. I don't think we have had as many disruptions in paper supply. Some of our colleagues have pointed out that some of the paper traders have said that there is no paper, there is a disruption, container shortage, so price will go up. So, but in fact, they have paper in their godowns. Now, the question we have, the newspaper people in the audience and the other printers, is that there seems to be a huge trend to go to higher value papers. Everybody is in love with packaging. Packaging has been more resilient than commercial printing in the pandemic. Packaging never closed down. Uflex didn't close for one day in Noida. Many other packaging people pretended that they were essential suppliers for pharma and food, even if they were not. Okay? Many people supplied sanitizer labels. They were more resilient than us commercial printers and newspaper printers. But do you see that with this disruption, with the skills and the capacities and the knowledge that the Indian paper makers have, can we not manufacture more publication papers in India of a better quality, including newsprint? I mean, you are free to say what you want about the pandemic, but also I would like you to answer this question.
Good afternoon. Hello. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to tell about the pandemic and sufferings of the pandemic. Everything has got a plus and minus. I say that, okay, let us, whatever happened, happened. There are many minuses were there. But let us take it the positive side. And I say it was really, lot of positive sides also came out during the pandemic. Otherwise, probably we would not have learned. So there was a period, in fact, we were very comfortable in the late 90s, 2019, early 2020. China and other European countries, they were struggling, but we were enjoying. And all of a sudden, 24th March, we had to face the lockdown. That time also we thought that, okay, it is only a temporary phenomena. Maybe after 20, 21 days, it will be back to normal. But it continued. Okay, fine. It all good. It happened. Now 21 days later on, it went up. But during that period, I say, especially manufacturer, we had also to shut down a rather whole industry, even his offices, university, colleges, everything stopped. Rather, everybody's movement was totally standstill. The only thing is that what happened during that time, the digital has taken a very big shape. What you said, the online classes and all started. We almost lived on online classes for more than 1.5 years to 2 years. Children, of course, now only for the last 3-4 months they started. And in fact, our mill Bindals, what happened? We had to close down in the month of May 4th, 2021. When we started, we have not looked back. Basically, our is the agriculture residue. We are producing out of bagasse, wheat straw. We are adding some amount of wood also. But we did not. Only thing is that we had to cut down the production, say about to the level of 60%. Of course, there was no market also. But I appreciate our management that they had taken a stand, nothing doing. We will continue it. Let us hold it. And we have stocked more than 20,000 tons. And I appreciate really because once you shut down, it is very difficult to pay even salaries to the people. Those who are attached, more than 1,000 people directly attached, indirectly more than 3,000 people are attached. And they are all kept well. They are really, I appreciate. But during that period, what happened? We started thinking, as we all discussing right now, that let us think of something else. Not only the value added, we have explored the many other varieties. The mill which were producing mainly copier paper and some amount of writing printing paper and all these. Then we started thinking of lowering the GSM to 50 GSM. From 50 to 170 GSM we had gone. We have developed that. Furthermore, we had taken up many other jobs which otherwise we would not have started. During that period, really, we did a good job on our plant. Because after that, soon after starting the mill and machine started, we have consumed more than 25-30 lakhs material, which was chemicals, all it was lying idle. We have consumed all those materials because machine had to run slow. During that time, we have completely consumed that. So then furthermore, we got the idea that okay, let us not depend on outside agency. Now we have launched and we have started for a new sugar mill. So that backward integration will take place and we can have self-dependent on bagasse as well. Now, as far as digital and other print media is concerned, I'll say, and what you all know pretty well, that it will not die. Frankly, it will not die at all. If you think of the early 19th century, when the newsprint was started, they have minted money like anything, no doubt. All print media, everybody minted. Soon after that, when we got the radio came, everybody thought it is very easily, very cheaply available, so it may not work. Newsprint may not, but it continued. Later on, then telephone also came, television came, but it did not die. It will not die. I am telling you, rightly, what Mr. Amit, what he told, that Baiju, as you asked, Baiju and all other classes are going on, but mind it, without print media, without printing, without books, nothing is going to happen. It has to continue. Even I tell you, once upon a time, people used to think that State Bank has started, all banks have started working on the online and all. But really, you go to the bank for any authentication, you need a paper. It has to be. So, what Mr. Thanda has told, that has to be both. We have to be digital as well as analog. It should be digilog. We cannot part with. Now, only thing that there is a good amount of crunch today, but I say the necessity of mother of invention. Waste paper people are really struggling very hard today because of the shipping has gone up, shipping cost has gone up like anything. Prices have gone up. Now today even coal crisis is very high. All mills are struggling. Then another thing is that now we need to, because in India for the waste paper we have not bothered for recycling, on especially recycle collection of the waste material. This culture has not come, and I'll say this is rightly Mr. Modi had started this business 2 years back. He told that no use for plastic. That is very important. That plastic has to be, I tell you, once it is forced, maybe today people think that every small manufacturer, small businessman, they will be struggling. Plastic, if you stop plastic, how they will survive. But you know, necessity is mother of invention. Once it is forced, it will be done. As today, I think many houses, at least in the urban area, at least I will not say 100%, at least 40-50% people are depending on the online marketing. Amazon at the doorstep. And it's not that they are giving bad product. it is coming. So it has started like that. Now people used to, now even many people are not going to know ATMs. Once upon a time ATM was a big boom, but today many people, at least I'm not talking about the lower guys, but middle level and higher level, they are all coming online transaction they are doing. So it will come. Only thing is that since we have not adopted, this is the right time. We should really enforce this. Stop this plastic usage. Start segregating the material. Today or tomorrow, maybe months together, people may not do, but it will start. It has to be forced. Very important. And 2 days back, I was able to talk to you that we need to be self-independent. How long? I mean, not more than 25 to 30% waste paper we are recycling in India. Rest 70% we are importing. That is the reason we are struggling. This is very important. Another thing, add value. Add value to the product, which I am telling you frankly, my personal manufacturing, especially in the newsprint, writing printing also I have there because more than around 40% time I was in newsprint. Then writing printing grade also. I have seen the newsprint mills. Very few mills really they bother for the quality. Otherwise, paper is going. Everybody is purchasing. Let it be at any rate. Now take the case of Imami. Once upon a time, Rama newsprint used to produce the best paper, but Imami has taken the shape. Now, Times of India, the best taker of quality conscious printer. They are almost 60-70% material is booked from Imami. They are producing good paper. So like that, let's take the Khanna paper. They're really doing good. They are making good quality. Otherwise, by and large, maximum people, they are not bothered for quality. And people are buying because of that there is scarcity. They may get the price also, they are fetching the price. But they are facing the problem of raw material today. So they need to really improvise and they need to take care of the quality. Very important. And for the quality, you need to do a better automation. And that is the reason why even our Indian printers, why they prefer imported material. Because you get a better quality. That is very important. That we need to really focus on.
Mr. Sinha, you have addressed some of the issues we were raising earlier, which was essentially that there is a crisis in the global supply chain for paper. And nobody in Europe or America wants to manufacture newsprint, or even in India, when they can make SBS or FBB packaging board. Packaging board has the highest value add, and that is the direction where the paper industry seems to be going in terms of volume. And the volumes globally for newsprint and publication papers, at least in Europe, seem to be shrinking. Although the volume of publication papers, and book printing and newsprint papers needed in Asia, Africa and Latin America will keep rising. There is plenty of headroom. Now, what we pointed out in the earlier session was that if you use Indian newsprint to print your newspaper, which has to be color now, we can't afford not to add color and waste that paper. I mean, color is a priori necessary. Indian newsprint, we have to use 45 GSM. Imported newsprint, we use 40 GSM. So we save 10% there. Plus, Indian newspaper is very porous and very rough. Now, the discussion which I had with you earlier also this week, what is it going to take? What is the commitment that you need from Amar Ujala, for instance, who's sitting next to you, to produce better newsprint without rail breaks, with better surface, better opacity, less absorption of ink, and lower grammage? Can you do it? What do you need from him?
One thing is there, if you look to the Indian raw material, primarily, our basic raw material in India, only mill which was producing with 100% virgin fiber was HNL Kerala, which was around 70-80% we used to have eucalyptus and then bamboo. We are producing with this. It was a good quality. you know, in waste paper, important is there has to be a certain limit of recycling. We don't know how many number of recycling has taken place. It is not that at the time you keep on recycling. Another thing is that basically writing printing mill, newsprint mill is has to run because the lighter GSM, you need to have a good strength. Get my point? You need to have a good breaking length, as we say, a good so that it should run better on the printing press. That is very important. So 42 gram, normally this is the demand of the day today. We also brought down, in fact in India also, they brought down to the level of, we started with 52 gram, then came to 49 gram, then came to 47 gram, then 45 gram, now 40 to 40 it has come. And the major important is that you need better opacity, because the print through should not be, you print this side, it should not look other side. That is very important. So now the runnability issue, that's what I said, runnability issue, if it is can be comfortably taken care of, don't both the sides you have to take care of. One is what you are putting, and another is what sort of machine you have. That's what I said. That you see, I tell you, I don't want to name the mill. Good mill. Suppose one machine, one equipment has gone bad, and normally we are maintaining around bulk 1.4, 1.45. Bulk is going 1.7, 1.8. Amar Ujala has nothing to do. What we can do, poor fellow? They have to know nothing is not they are not getting. Give me, I will use it. But why are you making like this? This is what our, see, only we are fingering towards, we are showing finger to somebody else. But you are not seeing the three fingers are towards you. Let us try. And everybody has to, printer as well as manufacturer, both have to think of how we can really come to a compromise and make a good product. It can happen. It's not possible. It's not that impossible. It is possible.
You see, what happened is that TNPL, Tamil Nadu Newsprint Limited, started off as a newsprint mill. They could not compete with imported newsprint. So they shifted to publication papers and packaging. What I'm saying is that now with the price of newsprint, the cheapest price of newsprint I have heard in the last 2 months, imported newsprint is $650. That also, that paper is not landed yet. Nobody knows how it will come, when it will come. If you buy the newsprint today, you will get it for $1,000. Price quoted will be $1,050, and newspaper owner will be hopeful of $900 also. Okay. Now the issue is that the price of newsprint has gone up. The value of the rupee has gone down. Okay. That $1,000 is now 77,000 rupees. It was 74,000 rupees 2 months ago.
Right.
So this whole business of a society which still needs paper, still needs education. We are not a post-industrial society. We need newsprint. We believe in print. We like it for whatever reason, for packaging or for reason. Now that difference in price, does not that enable a paper manufacturer to invest in a better machine and better paper? What do you need? What price do you need from Amar Ujala? And how much tons do you need for him to buy or to commit to?
One thing is there, very important. That's what I said. That this is the period what we are today. What period it is prevailing? I am telling you, one thing is this will not last long. It won't last. This is for sure. Otherwise, I am telling you, when we were producing paper in the Rama newsprint, and even after producing 12,000 tons, and we were struggling hard that we should get at least at the rate of 35 rupees, market was not able to give us 30 rupees, more than 30 rupees, 31 rupees. Why? Important is, okay, we were struggling. Why you are not fetching 35 rupees per kilo? Why you are getting only 32 rupees? Believe me, even after producing more than 130% capacity utilization, but still that particular year, month, we had we were incurring operating loss more than 22.5 crores. Why? Because we were not getting the price. But I will not blame the people who are printer, that why they are not giving. Why? Because they were getting good material, important material. Why they will? And because price is dictated by only imported paper. They dictate the price. Indian market doesn't dictate the price. If I am not wrong, Mr. Goel, you tell me, is it not? Normally it is seen. Normally it is. See, I have visited Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is poor country. They don't have any manufacturing unit. They are only importing all the time. So that is the reason today it is all closed. But what I'm telling, paper makers, they have to think of for restructuring their mill. They will get the price, and our printers for the newsprint, from where they get the money? They get money only from the advertisements. Otherwise, today also they are giving for 6 rupees. 6 rupees, nobody will give you so much of paper. You are getting only from the, they are getting the revenue only from the advertisement. So it will come, I am telling you, Kanna sir, there is nothing wrong. We should really, but we have to tighten our belt. One thing is there, that we need to really, we have not to depend on the import services. That's what I personally feel.
You agree that we should depend less on imports and we should try and develop the manufacturing of all types of paper in India, whether it is publication papers for books, which we are doing, which we are doing quite well, I think now, and newsprint, where we are lacking in quality and where we can improve. And so you think this is possible? Any other comments from?
Hello. Hello. So, like pandemic is behind us, and most of us are still alive. So, like they say, the thing which doesn't kill you make you stronger. So we have survived that, but now I want to just put the focus on two things. One is the opportunity we are facing, and the challenge which we need to surpass to harness this opportunity. 4 years back, when this pandemic was not in picture and all that, something was happening geopolitically, and like manufacturing being started shifted from China to the major consumers started looking at different countries for shifting their manufacturing. So printing was one of that area. And last night, my principals from US was here, and we were discussing the same thing which we were discussing 4 years back. So that is work in progress, and they print billions of billions. Uh, I'm talking about dollars. So that printing is going either still to China or maybe to even to Eastern Europe as well, Spain, Italy. They are reviving. These markets are reviving, and we are still thinking how to harness this and all that. And what they think India is not ready. Why we are not ready? Why did we waste all this time? Today we have been put on ransom by these Scandinavian paper mills, which we use for book printing, Astora, Hallman. They may have their logical reasons. They may have these allocation things and all that. But what Indian publishing is struggling because of that. And pandemic didn't kill us, but surely if this continues, we are being on the mercy of Scandinavian paper mills, and Indian paper mills doesn't even bothered about like how to make this kind of a Stora 53 GSM creamy paper or 52. So that paper is what we require. It is 15,000 tons a year, maybe, in India, which is consumed, but nobody looks at that. And at the same time, we are just talking about domestic consumption. If, say, like publishers from all over the world, they want to come and print in India, if we still have to depend on this Scandinavian mills and all that, then what is the point of like Vasan putting in huge capacity of printing if he is not sure about getting paper in India? So that is one thing we as an industry needs to think. We should synchronize. Otherwise, this opportunity will go to countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, okay, they are as capable as we are. But the thing is, we could also do this. But because of logistics, raw material availability, and so on and so forth, so that is what is stopping us. We need to think how can we, like you said a right question, what price we should be paying him to invest. So the thing is we need to find where the mouth is first. Who should be helping in this whole value chain so that one, we continue to survive, the domestic industry continue to survive, and we bring in more exports and all that. So Atmanirbhar Bharat is required here. We need to have these kind of things. Look at the plates. That's crazy. Printing plates. That nobody even thought of that. These things would start getting out of control and all that. Let alone paper displays. Let like use smaller things. Everything which was depended on foreign suppliers and all that, we saw it. So this is the challenge. This is what is the challenge. Pandemic and all that we survive. But if this continues, certainly we'll have a catastrophe which we could avoid even if we start thinking right now.
Any other comments, or should we end there?
I would like to say one thing. There is a scarcity of paper, but still it is available in market. You need to throw the money. This is the major concern with Indian industries. When they get the chance, they make the money. Actually, we have to make the joint venture. We have to work collaboratively. Otherwise, no one will survive. I think.
I think that's a very valuable comment. Yeah. This working?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we have a paper maker, experienced paper maker, established paper manufacturer. We have a newspaper publisher. We have a book publisher. We have 2 book printers. And the publisher is saying he's ready to look at this jointly. I mean, he's ready to be part of this equation and this discussion. And he's ready, and the publisher is saying, yes, he's ready to discuss price. So we are actually building an ecosystem. And what the publisher has said is, the pandemic is not the problem. The problem is us. The problem is our society as it exists, pandemic or no pandemic. We have to do these things. And the other thing the publisher said that's very important is exports. We are exporters of paper, believe it or not. We are exporters of all kinds of paper. And we are potentially huge exporters of books, as Vasant will tell you. So the opportunity, which some of the speakers wanted to say, I think that is very important. We should be thinking ahead in terms of opportunity. The opportunity is great in our own country, where we can simply go from 4.5 books per capita, 0 to 12, to 6.5 books per capita, like Bangladesh. So there's 33% unmet demand in terms of books for education. So there's a huge growth potential and headroom in terms of literacy, in terms of consumption. We are still a country which consumes less than 12 kilos per capita of paper, where even China consumes 45 kilos. And European countries, 200 kilos per capita. So we are the least wasteful country, considering we produce so many engineers without any paper. So we are an efficient country. But the opportunity that has been pointed out is to produce better things and to export. And the publishers, and I think the book printers, and the paper makers, as Mr. Sinha says, we have to be self-dependent. This is pandemic or no pandemic. Okay? I think we can end there. Okay? Thank you.